Good evening, everyone, and good evening, Danvers. Welcome to the August 19th, 2019 Danvers School Committee meeting. We're going to start tonight's meeting with the Pledge of Allegiance.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
All right, thank you. The Danvers Public Schools mission statement. The Danvers Public Schools is a dynamic community of independent learners dedicated to respect, responsibility, creativity, and the pursuit of academic and personal excellence. Tonight's meeting is being broadcast on Danvers Community Access Television, and wondering if anyone else is recording it this evening, but nope. Tonight's meeting, we are starting with items of interest from the superintendent.
To mention that we have attached to your agenda the scholarship thank you notes. So from a number of our scholarship recipients, you can read their thank you notes, and we wish them all well coming up in a week or so that they're off to college.
They're very nice.
Very good. Items of interest from the school committee. Eric?
None from me.
All good?
Okay, very good.
So if I just can, on August 29th, we'll be having our DPW building tour from 9 to 11. So anyone who's interested in attending is more than welcome to join us that morning.
Starting here at Danvers High.
We can email you the starting location. I believe we're actually going to start at the Thorpe School.
Very good.
And we also have new teacher orientation this Thursday. Mary Beth is going to do the welcome, but again, all school committee members are invited anytime during Thursday from 7:30 or so till almost 3 o'clock. We'll have our new teachers here.
And that's here at Danvers High.
Yes.
Excellent. Thank you. Okay, so next on the agenda, we're going to,
So, right, I think maybe if we share with the community that the AC did not work throughout the entire day in 13 rooftop units at the high school. It's being repaired now. So in working with Mary Beth, our school committee chair, we decided to shorten the meeting with what votes needed to be taken for tonight to get school started. And then there'll be other items that are able to be on the September agenda. So I think Mary Beth is going to skip information from the superintendent. We will do that at the September meeting. And then we're on to unfinished business.
correct.
Okay. So under unfinished business, we have our pre-K to 12 student parent handbooks, and the superintendent recommends the approval of our proposed 2019-2020 pre-K to 12 student parent handbooks for a second reading.
So moved.
Second.
Okay, any discussion?
A little bit. I'm fine with approving them as is. There are some things that I would like to bring up to the policy subcommittee for you and I to look at with the administration. I just think there's some language in here that can be tightened and made clearer on a few things. The intent, I think, is fine, so that's why I'm okay with approving it, but I'd still like to go through those at our next meeting.
Great. Thank you very much, and we'll set up that meeting. Good.
Great.
Arthur?
I'm good.
Jeff?
Fine.
Eric?
I'm all set, thank
Okay.
you.
So all those in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? And it passes. Thank you. Our next is item 5D, update student activity accounts policy.
Right. The superintendent recommends the approval of the updated student activity accounts policy for a first reading.
So moved.
Second.
Okay. Any discussion?
So
Eric?
Keith could
yeah,
probably give us
sure.
an update. We didn't bring this to the policy subcommittee over this summer. It's really some clerical pieces about our procedures that we've had in place.
So it's really just changing the technical pieces of where different money can be stored. So our student activity accounts are set up in two parts. One's essentially a savings account that we call the agency account, and the other is a checking account where each principal at the middle school and high school has the ability to write individual checks. Some of our language said money would get rolled back into our checking accounts. Those actually have a maximum balance to help maintain fiscal control. So some of this money is actually going to get rolled into the agency accounts where the district has more control over the money. So it's just changing really more of a procedure of how we operate within the business office.
Questions? Eric?
Sounds good to me.
Jeff? Dave?
So this is just for things like when each class has an account, it's putting some restrictions or controls around them, post-graduation and things like that, right?
So before, when your class of, let's say, 2019 graduated, the policy originally read that that money would sit in the checking account. Unfortunately, in the checking accounts, we have a $20,000 maximum that we can carry. So by allowing them to have their money there, it was restricting the incoming freshman class.
Yep.
So the policy has changed that instead of that money sitting in the checking, now their money will sit in the savings account for the 2 years rather than in the checking, just to make it operationally work better.
What do you mean for the 2 years?
So at the conclusion of the 2021 school year, for the class of 2019,
Yeah.
their money, since they graduated 2 years ago, either needs to be written to one of the class officers to be held in a private account
Yeah.
for them to use for reunions, et cetera, or the money gets donated back to the general student activities account, which is part of our original policy.
Yep.
This is just changing that rather than it sitting in the checking, it sits in the savings account.
Okay. Yeah, as long as we're clear and the class officers understand that, I'm fine with that.
Anything
I'm
else? Else? Okay. So there was a motion and a second. All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? None? Okay, very good. We are now at 5E, homeschooling proposals.
Thank you. The superintendent recommends the approval of 8 homeschool proposals, the notice of intent for the homeschool education for the 2019-2020 school year.
So moved.
Second.
Let me give an update on that. We have, last year, we have 13 families in Danvers that chose to homeschool their children. This year, we are moving forward 8 of them at the moment that have submitted all of their paperwork, and some of it did come in closer to the end of last week, so you have that in your packet. And of the other 5 families, we have 4 families that either their child will be going to a technical school for high school, or they're going to a private school, and then we have 1 family that has moved from Danvers. With that, we also have, I should have said, I think there were 4, 1 family, 3, 1 family moved, and we have 1 homeschool proposal that we expect will come in for the September meeting.
Any questions?
Nope.
Dave?
Good.
Eric? No? Okay. All those in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? No. 5F, overnight out-of-state field trip requests.
Thank you. The superintendent recommends the approval of the overnight out-of-state field trip request for the Holton Richmond Middle School to New York City on April 23rd and 24th of 2020.
So moved.
Second.
Any discussion? Questions? No? All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? No. 5G, fundraising requests.
Thank you. The superintendent recommends the approval of the fundraising events for Danvers High School cheering boosters, the Great Oak, Highlands, Riverside, Smith, and Thorpe Packs.
So moved.
Second.
Any discussion on the fundraising requests? Eric?
No, I'm good, thank you.
Nope. All set?
Martha? Okay. All those in favor of the fundraising requests?
Aye.
Any opposed? No. Okay. Were we going to continue?
Those were the items that needed to have a vote for this evening. I would say if there's any other updates from either any subcommittees where we have some time, and it's not as hot as it was at 1 o'clock this afternoon, but everything else is what we'll bring to the September meeting. The major thing that's not on this agenda is the school improvement plans. It is the second year of our strategic plan, so everything is really aligned. The elementary team has really worked really well together, work with their school council, so we really look forward to sharing with you with all of the administrators at our September meeting. So we'll do September for our first reading, October for the second reading, and we do have our administrative council meetings over the next 2 days too, so we'll also give us an opportunity if there's any tweaking that we'll do to have that all ready for you for the September meeting.
Okay. Thank you. Is there any committee updates? Policy, which we already talked about, meeting, legislation?
The budget passed, and Representative Spiliotis's office emailed to let me know what the numbers are. I don't have them with me,
That's
but for the September meeting, I'll be able to give you the update. But it's good news. Basically, the circuit breaker amounts went up, and the Chapter 70 went up. So it's all good, and we have a budget in place. And beyond that, there seems to be an election going on or something that's taking a lot of people's attention. But
Very good. Thank you. Maybe we should just do the minutes from the previous meeting.
okay. Madam Chair, I move to approve and release the minutes from the June 2019 regular meeting and to release the school year 2018-2019 executive session minutes.
Second.
Any discussion? All those in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? No?
Maybe we could just finish with personnel, where it's really just, it's an update to you there. And Keith?
You'll see the memo for this year where we're excited to welcome 17 new teachers to orientation and then 8 new aides at this point, with a few left to hire as we get closer to the school year and some last minute resignations. But we're excited to get our new staff on board and wish all of our retirees a peaceful September.
Right. So they're all listed, all the retirees from last year.
We talked to all of them about how they were going to fill the void of going back to school, and they assured us that they had plenty of plans.
All right.
you.
Thank you. So with that, are any other discussions from the school committee tonight?
Nope.
Okay. Our next meeting is September 9th, here at 7 o'clock. So we're looking for a motion.
Motion to adjourn.
Second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? No. Thank you, and good night, Danvers.